Thank you for logging on and listening. Ustreamradio.com. Also, our internet partners, blogtalkradio.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, along with the jammer, Jeff Daniels. Sir, how are you?
Hey, Diamond K, how are you, man?
I am nervous over here.
I'm excited over here.
It's a
You're
very
nervous.
nervous.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's not going as expected.
Wait a minute, hold on, Diamond K. Wait a minute. Go ahead. There was just some thunder outside the window here. Some Oklahoma thunder.
Definitely not going as expected.
No, that's a beautiful place.
DMV Wrestling in here with the Pro Wrestling Remix, if you will, and we are also right in the middle, the NBA playoffs, and the Thunder have
the finals, not playoffs.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This is it.
Corrected. We are in the finals. And the Thunder have made a comeback.
Yes, they've staged a nice little comeback here. I was watching the Orioles game, and I was keeping up with, and the Orioles won, by the way, and I was keeping up with this game, and now it's got my full attention. Basketball is great in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's exciting. And
I never forget one year I did some halftime entertainment for the Wizards. Everybody beat the Wizards over there, and I slept through the first half.
Did you?
Gave out some T-shirts during halftime and went back to sleep in the third quarter. but that last 5 minutes, exciting. The Wizards lost, but that's another story.
Yeah,
I'm hoping the Thunder can give the Heat the same knockout punch Big Show gave McMahon last night.
Wow, that would be something. That would be something else. Yeah, that's the biggest story coming out of WWE Raw last night, a 3-hour show, and the Big Show knocking out Mr. McMahon right during the overrun. Yes. Action-packed 3-hour Raw Super Show, and this was the go-home show to the No Way Out pay-per-view, which goes down this Sunday. Several other things. Former superstar Vader made a very surprise return and a very well-received return against Heath Slater. And Vader, 57 years old, and if I was to say to you that Vader in 2012 would make a return to Raw and basically the biggest ovation of the night was for Vader. Wow, that was a surprise. He, I'd never seen him received in that way at the height of his career.
How did he look? Did he look like Vader of old, or like
he's about? I would say he's put on about 40 pounds more than what you remember him in his prime.
40 more pounds?
Yeah, and he was already a super heavyweight. So
exactly.
Yeah, I would say 30 to 40 more pounds. So I mean, he was bigger in the midsection, but he was able to do his top rope maneuver, second rope rather, which is how he finished it off. They were calling for a Vader bomb, which he did not oblige. But even after the end of his match, he was choked up and visibly emotional from the outstanding ovation that he received.
Well, he's an international wrestling star. I'm anxious to see if he was still. Did he have any ring rust last night? Because I know he's big in Japan.
He was gassed up a little bit, but he hit all of the spots that he needed to hit, and the people were happy. I think he did exactly what he needed to do. You did exactly what you need to do it. And I think that this is going to be a trend, if you will, leading into this 1000th episode. I think that they're going to go to those and bring back some of the names that we know from the past. But
I would love, and that's the one thing about, I love when professional wrestlers, professional wrestling, bring back some of the guys from different eras and, years gone by, especially if they're able to, put on a decent match. Every now and again you'll see old Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, that's taking it to the extreme. But, because he's way, way back there. But it's a good feeling to see some of the guys.
It is. I mean, I don't want to see Snooker. It depends on who it is. I don't want to see Snooker. It depends on
who it is. Right, right. I don't want to see Boogie Woogie Man. Like that.
That's going back. I don't know. He still wrestles, Boogie
he does
still active.
Yeah, I've talked to him on Facebook. He does some independent stuff down there in West Virginia and down in that area. So
that
gimmick is still paying off. He's really, really small now, though,
compared to what he was.
Yeah, he was never really big, but he's a vegetarian and all those good things. Living down there in the mountains of West Virginia, and every now and again they'll do a wrestling show at a local high school near you, but he's still around. But that's good that they brought Vader back. And I guess, like you said, maybe that's something they'll do to help cover that 3 hour.
I'm sure.
3 hour show they had planned. They'll have to do something.
Yeah. Speaking of 3 hours, this Raw Super Show got off to a fiery start as Mr. McMahon pulled no punches when it came to dealing with John Laurinaitis. Many people thinking that he was going to get his walking papes, but it was not to be, at least not yet. He chastised him for handling of Brock and Big Show, and then he proceeded to threaten him that tonight's show better be good. He actually destroyed John Laurinaitis' motor scooter by running it off the ramp onto the floor.
Not the people power scooter.
Yes.
Not the people power.
The people
power scooter. How could you do it, Vincent Kennedy?
Yeah, well, the crowd loved that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the crowd loved that. Another interesting thing is that AJ, Kane, that dynamic, along with CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan, okay.
Bryan,
yeah, whichever you choose.
Right.
But, Laurinaitis put them in an interesting match. It was AJ and CM Punk against Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
The interesting thing about this is that at one point in time, Kane and AJ were in the ring facing each other. And AJ skipped around like in a circle, like a schoolgirl skipping around Kane. And she made maybe about 2 passes of Kane, and then jumped in his arms and laid a kiss on him.
I told you that something's going to be up with her and Kane.
Yeah.
You got to throw him in the mix now instead of just CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Now Kane is a part of this who's going to get AJ's affection storyline. So she did, huh? Okay. I still think she's going to wind up with Daniel Bryan.
I agree.
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think that all of these shenanigans are just going to lead to Daniel Bryan getting the WWE title.
Exactly.
And this is all a big charade to get him in that spot. Of course, we're here every Tuesday, 11 p.m. Let me throw the number out real quick: 347-326-9396. Are you excited about this Sunday's pay-per-view?
Well, it's shaping up to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's shaping up to be pretty interesting. They got some good matches for this pay-per-view. It's not one of the major pay-per-views, but sometimes
Definitely.
the ones that you don't expect much out of turn out to be pretty doggone good. Maybe because you unexpected, or you because of the fact that you don't expect much to happen.
Right.
They put on a pretty good night of wrestling. So we shall see Sunday on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely. And also info at dmvwrestling.com. People can send us their questions, their comments. And Clyde says that Vince was set up by Johnny and the Big Show. That is all. Okay. Thank you for that email. Another, and I'm going to say, I don't know if I can use the word interesting, but another thing that happened on Raw, John Laurinaitis banning Brodus Clay from Raw, so he's exclusively going to premiere or compete, if you will, on SmackDown. But the Funkettes, is that what the ladies are called?
I do believe so, or the Brontosaurusettes, or whatever it's called.
They ran into Mr. McMahon in the backstage area, and which opened up a segment that Vince yells, "Somebody call my mama." The lights go out, and Vince starts dancing.
No.
With the Funkettes, yes.
Ah. Vince better realize once you go black, you won't be able to go back.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Watch it, Vince. But they said that he suffered a mild, quote-unquote, concussion.
Yeah.
But when the cameras and everything went off, that, he came to, and he was helped to the backstage area. And that's when they said that Vincent Kennedy McMahon suffered some type of mild concussion at the hands of the Big Show. So we'll see where that goes.
Speaking of concussion, Alberto Del Rio, with a concussion of his own, a real full-fledged concussion, has now been pulled from the pay-per-view Sunday, and future appearances until further notice. So a fatal four-way sudden death situation was set up, and the winner of that going on to challenge Sheamus at the pay-per-view. Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, Christian, the Great Khali. Who out of these four deserves to be the number one contender for the World Heavyweight title?
I would probably say either Swaggerty or Christian.
Well, no.
I'm not a Dolph Ziggler guy just yet.
It was not to be. Dolph Ziggler. You're not a fan of Dolph Ziggler?
No, probably because of size. He's a good worker, but he's like a cruiserweight to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I see. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And Sheamus came out in the end and stood face-to-face with Ziggler. And exactly what you're saying was very clear when these two competitors are standing face-to-face, the size difference, the height difference between Sheamus and Ziggler.
He'd make a great, light heavyweight or cruiser champion, which I do believe that they're going to bring in to the WWE. Is a cruiserweight division to help cover some of that time.
That would be very, very much welcomed if they do that. Sheamus defeating Tensai. Your thoughts on Tensai? Why he's as stale can be. I think he's not over Tensai, the former Albert. Where did they go wrong with this character?
Well, like I told you on previous shows, I think by coming up with the strong Japanese gimmick. I know he was over there doing some wrestling in Japan and was pretty successful. And for him to be so familiar to the U.S. audience as Albert, and then they teased it a couple of weeks, for all this heavy Japan thing and the Japanese music and, like I said, I would have put him under a mask.
Yeah, nobody's buying.
But still, he has the characteristics of Albert. So maybe it was not even necessary to do that. But I think probably it's just non-believable. That's probably why he's not over.
Yeah.
It's just non-believable. And by the way, Oklahoma's up by 10 now with 3 minutes and 20-some seconds left to play. So
yeah, they're hot right now. They are absolutely on fire. It's not over,
fellas.
though.
Let's take it home.
It's not over. That's one, and we do 2 more of those, and
it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle.
They can't get comfortable. 3 minutes is a long time here.
But those Thunders, man, they're young boys. They got young legs. So we shall see. They're choking a little bit now. But the thing with Tensai is just not believable.
Speaking of not believable, your thoughts on Ryback? Again, taking out 2 jobbers, 2 up-and-coming, 2 jabronis, if you will.
Ham and eggers.
Once again, they're putting him on the fast track to the Goldberg path. Now, it's 2 schools of thought here. Each week he takes on two job guys and defeats them, similar to how King Kong Bundy used to do and other big
the
wrestlers.
handicap matches, they call them.
Exactly. Do you think that they're going to double his record like that?
What would really be nice, once they get this guy over, that Vince reach into those billionaire pockets of his and somehow convince Goldberg to come back. I wouldn't rule it out.
I think that may be the plan now. Now, would people want to see? Let's say that he remains undefeated until WrestleMania. Would people want to see Goldberg versus Ryback at WrestleMania?
Because technically Goldberg is still what, undefeated?
No, definitely not.
Oh, he's not? Okay, I wasn't sure. I know that's what he was known for being undefeated.
But not in the WWE. I think his first loss in WCW was to Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it for that. But then again, it's wrestling, so
yeah,
anything can happen. So anything can happen. But this guy is huge and he's powerful. And I saw him Friday night on SmackDown, and he did a maneuver. He had 2 guys up on his back and did a back body drop with 2 guys, with those 2 ham and eggers from down there in some part of South Carolina. And they even had some mic time. And, to really sell it, he's impressive. He don't wrestle that much. He don't do that much. It's all strength and power.
Right.
But that works. That'll get him over for a while. But, he's up and coming. I guess if Vader's around, he'll probably run into Vader at some point. That wouldn't be a bad match.
How would you match up with somebody like Cena?
Wow. Because Cena is more of a grappler, you know what I mean? This guy pretty much, he don't have that many wrestling holds. Whatever kind of match it is, it couldn't be a long match. It's got to get straight to the point. Strength versus strength. It would be okay. I guess once he continue to get polished in the ring, and I don't think that'll happen. That won't happen anytime soon. That's something probably you're looking at 2013 for him really to get into a headlining match with somebody like a Cena or a CM Punk or something like that. So, or maybe a Lesnar, a Brock Lesnar.
Wow, that could be interesting.
Keep your eye out for that.
That could be interesting.
Be bad either. But I think that's down the road.
Absolutely.
I think this guy's going to be a monster. He'll eventually get to some one-on-one competition. Maybe he gets a Tensai, who's becoming a real big jobber now. So this won't last long, I don't believe. He'll probably be in dog matches real soon. But look for something like that from this guy. But he's powerful. He's impressive. And he gets people are into his matches.
In a preview of this Sunday's No Way Out, Big Show took on Kofi Kingston in a steel cage match after he knocked out Little Jimmy.
Did he knock out Little Jimmy?
He knocked out Little Jimmy backstage, and Kofi Kingston demanded a match with the Big Show, and Laurinaitis made it a steel cage match.
Wow.
Kofi Kingston was destroyed by the Big Show, and Big Show ended up leaving out of the cage. Also, during the night, Sin Cara defeated Kurt Hawkins. Talk about a jobber.
Right.
Kurt Hawkins. Of course, every Tuesday.
You can run into him at your nearest Best Buy.
Yeah, very soon. Very soon he will be there.
What? Gee, Christmas. But they got to do something with him. And I guess they had planned on doing something with him and Mysterio, which would be good. But, of course, Ray is away for a minute.
As is Randy Orton. 60 days, just as Rey Mysterio. And
Ray should be getting ready to come off of his hiatus.
Yeah. That was in April.
He should be back for the next pay-per-view. So,
well, I mean, is Randy Orton? Is he worth all of the trouble that he causes? He talks, he speaks his mind about things, and really talks about wrestlers needing time off and just different backstage things. He's
always been a problem backstage.
Yeah.
He's not real popular in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard, but I heard, according to my sources, that he's hoping, I think they're going to, when he comes back, they'll be in St. Louis. And that's where he's from. And he's hoping for a heel turn. He wants to be a heel. And that's what he's hoping for.
Yeah. So, and he's a heel in real life from all the accounts that I've read.
Ain't that nice?
He's best in that role. But the thing is that you can't always get that role when you want it.
No, you can't.
And yeah.
And but then again, you want to be what you're good at. Mm-hmm. And he's better as a heel, but we shall see. We shall see, because he could be, what they could make him, I guess, is what you call a tweener, and I hate a tweener. Because I always
really don't like that either.
Steve Austin was a tweener in the beginning, before he obviously got, did the McMahon thing and became a face, just a rough face. But he was a tweener for a long, long time. And tweeners is just not wrestling. I don't get what Vince says. Wrestling is good versus bad.
So you don't subscribe to the sports entertainment theory of we're insulting the people's intelligence by saying that?
No. I feel it's good guy versus bad guy, and that's what gets the biggest pop. That's what gets the biggest cheers. It's like Big Show now. It's like who was another guy? Well, I guess Cena and Rock, they were kind of tweeners because they both were what you would say faces, but the audience kind of made Cena the bad guy. Well, they wanted him to be the bad guy. Vince didn't give in, but still, if you look at The Rock versus Cena, it was still fan favorite versus, I guess, fan favorite, but the fans, they don't like Cena, so the fans made him a bad guy. It's always going to be good versus evil in pro wrestling, going all the way back to the 20s. That's the way it started, and that's the way it's going to be. I mean, I'm not here to tell Vince what to do with his billions of dollars, but I know a little bit about the wrestling game, and that's what it's always going to be. That's what's really going to, put asses in the seat. That's what's always put asses in the seat. Heel versus face, good versus bad, good overcoming bad eventually. Bad will win, and then all of a sudden here comes good. That's Hulk Hogan. And boom, fans go home happy. Anything else, it just don't make it. I'm not a tweener guy. No, I don't think that flies. It flew with Steve Austin now. But in the end, Steve Austin became a bona fide face with an edge.
Yes, definitely. And the thing with him is that he worked in either role, and I don't know that he changed up his character as much as the people embraced who he was, or who his character was.
And who are we talking about?
Austin.
Okay, right.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he did too much different.
Well, he was a tweener, like I said in the beginning. And then they realized that the fans took to this guy, that Attitude Era, because he had the attitude. He was a face with an attitude, but he still was a face. He still fought the bad guys. He fought the boss, the employee versus the mean owner. Good versus bad. That's what it's always going to be. Even in the show coming up here in Baltimore. Napalm Bomb versus Prodigy. Prodigy's never met anybody he likes.
Right.
He's just a nasty individual. So,
and,
on any level, that's just the way it goes. Yeah, he's nothing like that Prodigy guy. And we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Thursday, July the 26th, it's going to go down for the DMV heavyweight title. Prodigy is going to face the Napalm Bomb. Falls Count Anywhere in the building. And I'm excited about this one.
I'm pretty excited about it, too. And just a little insight. I've had a conversation off the record now, Diamond K, with Ronald Clayton. And I don't know if he's going to be there or if he's going to show up, but he said some major things are going to happen. There's going to be some surprises that Napalm Bomb won't be ready for in that Falls Count Anywhere match. I don't know. I can't go in. I can't, break down what he means, but he's another one that's not to be trusted. So, and of course, he's in the ear of Prodigy. So we'll see how it all works out on the 26th. Right here in Baltimore, cheap pop.
And tickets are available now. DMVWrestling.com, UStreamRadio.com. Tickets are $10 and available now for that big event.
July 26th.
And Stripes. July 26th. You will be at ringside.
Yeah.
Calling the action.
I'll be there. You'll be there too. You'll be, you'll have a headset, and we'll see what happens. And I'm sure more matches for this card will be announced soon in the weeks to come. But yeah, man, it's always going to be good versus evil in pro wrestling. You can invent the wheel. Some wheels you cannot reinvent. If you make it in the basket, it's 2 points. If you hit it over the fence, it's a home run. If you score a touchdown, it's 6 points. In wrestling, it's good versus bad. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, so you're not a fan of Vince Russo?
No.
His style of booking?
No, not at all. No. I'm with Ric Flair on that. He had a good run in his early days of writing some of the stuff for the WWE. Of course, but it was new. But he lost his way somehow, and it just makes it, And I mean, he's unemployed now, right? He's
right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. Before
he'll be knocking on the management of DMV Wrestling shortly, trying to get in. But no, he's a ham and egger now. It didn't last long because what? He tried to reinvent the wheel. It might work for a week. It might work for a year or two, but you're always going to have to get back to what got you to where you are. It is always going to be good guy versus bad guy. That's just the bottom line, because Jammer said so.
Christian.
Vince Russo is a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
He said he was so glad when Vince came in aboard WCW, he didn't know what to do. To get it from under Russo and all those clowns.
He said he predicted it.
Yeah,
he said he predicted it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I wasn't a fan of all of what Russo. In the beginning, it was nice. It was new. It was different. But you have to get back to who brought you to the dance and what brought you to the dance. And that is good versus evil. That's wrestling, and that's just the way it is. You can put this one to bed, Diamond K. It's 12 seconds left.
Yeah.
And, in the words of Dandy Don Meredith, turn out the lights. This party is over. It's 1-0 Thunder.
Yeah.
But, and that's a good thing.
Unfortunately, we're dealing with a hostile crowd. We're dealing with a hostile crowd
at the broadcast table with you is going to be fun.
You're dealing with a hostile crowd. And, this is just a feeling out process. Round one, it doesn't mean anything. It gives them a false sense of hope. There's a lot of blue shirts in there.
Yeah. But these guys can play.
Blue shirts. Yeah, he can. He's only 23. He's too young to be in the NBA. He should be banned.
Yeah, these are not your Boston Celtics here, folks.
These are the opposite of the Boston Celtics.
Exactly.
These guys are wet behind the ears.
And they're hungry, and they don't know how good they are.
Right. They're not going to figure it out.
They're just out there playing what they know, man.
5 years from now.
And then look, I love this. Goodbye, LeBron. Yeah, it's time to go shower.
He's taking his talents to South Beach. He doesn't have time for this.
Yeah. He's classless. But that's a whole nother sport.
Whole nother thing. We need to come back tomorrow and talk about the tag teams.
Yeah, we had to put that off, but let's get that done, because I got some things I want to say about the tag team and the state of tag team wrestling, which is almost non-existing now. We've been talking about wrestling for the last 30, 35, 40 minutes and have yet to talk about any tag team wrestling. So that tells you pretty much the state of it now. And
how about that? 3-hour show last night, not one tag team match.
So there you go. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Special edition.
Absolutely.
All right. Adios, everybody.